Good morning. Today is Tuesday. It's my second day back after my little break. This week I'm having Wednesday off. I'm actually having Wednesdays off all this month, all the month of June. So I'm only doing a 4-day week to see how that works. I had some leave left from last year, which I was allowed to carry over. So I'm going to try and do a 4-day a week for a month, just to see how it works, because I do 50 hours normally, and yeah, it can get a bit much at times. So anyways, that's that. Just a quick note on alignment, a quick chat about alignment. I've been trying to work out why we're all in this. I say rush, I say all. I keep doing this. I'll change that wording a bit. General society, and this doesn't include everyone, of course, because I use the word general, seems to be in this big rush, this big, a lot of people don't seem to be as happy. And I've been working on this in my mind for a while. Because I'm neurodivergent, I have a deep analytical, I don't know why this rabbit's deciding to have it was a pheasant had a standoff yesterday, it's a rabbit today. I have this deep analytical thinking, and I like to work things out if I can. I can't always work things out. And where was I getting to? And one of the things I struggle with sometimes is putting that thinking into words that I can use to explain it. So bear with me a little bit. I was thinking, obviously, a bit more about this yesterday. I use AI a little bit, by the way, too. And I find this a great tool for trying to get that thinking into words that I can try and explain to others. So, yeah, that's a good little thing. We've had one or two little arguments. Not arguments, but discussions. I've got him set up to be humorous as well a bit, so we have a bit of fun with that. And the more I sort of see people rushing about and things, and I'm trying to think, well, what's going on? What's the problem? And a lot of it comes down to two things, I believe. One is attention. Is nowadays that our attention is, we're always, something's trying to get our attention all the time. And the other is we're out of alignment with ourselves. And hopefully you know what I mean by being out of alignment. If we're in alignment with ourselves, then we're more at peace. The more we're in line, the more that we're at peace and the more happier that we are. And it seems quite clear that alignment is out with a lot of people. And again, not everyone. And a lot of that then leaves us disconnected with the real world, with reality, with what's happening now. And that doesn't mean that you live in what it means is you're not in direct connectedness with the now. You're working ahead of yourself all the time. And that becomes a rush. It starts a rush off. Because you're trying to achieve that many things that haven't quite got here yet. And then you're rushing to try and do it. An example is if you're a driver and you get into a car, you start rushing to the destination because in your head you're already at that destination. You're not in the process of driving A to B like I am now, where I'm not concentrating on, to excuse the noise, if you can hear those noises of the puddles, it's been quite rainy. I'm not focused on that getting there, what I'm focused on at the moment is two things. One is where I am now, driving the countryside. I'm just past some horses there. And speaking to you. I'm not thinking, I've got other things to do this morning. I've had a message through eBay which I need to sort out. But again, I know that's there. I'm conscious that's there. I have a little window in my morning which I'll quickly deal with that, which is fine. But I'm not rushing to do it, if you get what I get, because I'm back here. My alignment's not perfect, by the way, and it isn't. Mine can get out of tilt. But I'm aware of that. And it's good to be aware of it, because then you can start to bring it back in alignment a little bit yourself. So, and the other problem, I think, like I say, is attention. Is once over, we used to have little gaps because we didn't have the mobile phone, the mobile device that fills that gap now. We used to, and anyone my age or older, before the mobile phone, will understand that we had gaps. We got bored now and again. We'd sit there and think, oh God, what am I going to do? And there was a gap. And that gap allowed you just to come back into alignment a bit. Nowadays, we haven't got that gap. That gap is filled. And you'll see, if like me, and I'm one of these, and I've done it, is that you actually sit down, and the first thing you do is pick up a phone to fill that gap. You start scrolling. Not really always a purpose, is it? Are you worried that you missed a message? I've got to check it. And that then starts this rush off. Our attention isn't on what we're doing. Our attention's on, we go onto Facebook and you might see somebody's been on holiday to Portugal, say. And then you start thinking, oh, I wouldn't have been to Portugal. Oh, holiday, I need a holiday. Oh, I'm off and can you see what I'm saying? And it starts that process off. Now, I might be just talking out of crap here, but I think I'm onto something. I might not be describing it in exactly this is the right way, and this is what I struggle with sometimes. And sometimes other people can come out with a sentence and it just explains it all. So this comes back to both awareness and awareness of your own thoughts and what you're doing. And again, these videos aren't about telling you what to do. It's what I'm doing. It's what I've done to make my little world happier. I don't come out the house with 3 seconds to spare to get to work and then have to start my day with this rush business, and then as I'm driving to work already thinking about everything I've got to do at work. I get up a bit earlier. I enjoy that. I come on the quieter road. I just take my time first thing in the morning. It brings me back. It resets myself. Well, it doesn't reset because I'm all kind of reset, but I don't want to get out of alignment first thing in the morning. I don't want to do that. Because if I'm going to start rushing, then that means that I'm out of alignment and won't be happy for the day, or I won't be happy for that period of time. Think about it next time you're doing it. Just it makes sense once you can get your head around it. And then you can just relax a bit and life becomes better. Life becomes a bit more tolerable. And if you have to rush home to do things all the time, or if you've got too much on your plate, then you need to look at it and start taking some things off that plate. Because then you've got too much. Because I think that's another one of the little issues in modern life is we can take on too much. We try and cram in far too much into our working day. I say working day, not exactly a working day. Working day is not the right word, is it? But into our day. And then we end up get in this mindset that I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got this club, I've got that club, I've got this club. If you're thinking like that, then you've got too many things to do, too many clubs. We all need time to, at the end of the day, to decompress. We need time during the day to decompress, to be fair. And that's another subject, which we might cover at some point. So, yeah, hopefully that makes a bit of sense. And just, I like these sort of morning thoughts, because that now gets that, I can set aside that a little bit in my head, that I've tried to explain my thinking, my thoughts. Because before, if I go to people all the time in the street and start going on with this deep conversation that I have, because I like, as a neurodivergent, by the way, I like a deep conversation. I don't like this small talk. I do pleasantries myself, but I can't stand there and just talk small talk. I can't do it. I've been stood there with my partner before, and there's small talk going on, and I start glancing up in trees and all sorts, and having to walk off and not be rude. Well, it might come across rude, but I'm not being rude. I just can't cope with it. So I like a deep conversation. So if I went into the street and just started boring people with deep conversations like this, they would just, you get, well, you know what I'm getting from. So this is why I quite like these vlogs. And again, if you watch yesterday's, try it yourself. Try it yourself. Right. There's probably more I wanted to say on that, but that just gives you an idea of where I think why we're not so happy as a general society. Which is probably where buyers, or should I say sellers, want us to be, because then we start buying things to try and rectify that unhappiness, and then we end up spending money on things that we think will make us happy and they don't. And if it's a big purchase, it'll make you even unhappier. So bear that in mind. Give that some thought. Happiness comes within, and the more aligned you are with with life and nature, that's where that happiness will come from. Believe me, that's where it comes from. Right. Have a good day, all. Whatever time of day you're watching this, or hopefully you've had a good day. Remember, try and be positive. Trying to be nice to each other. We can all be annoying. And, because that makes our day a lot better. It makes everyone else's day a lot better. It makes the environment, environment around you more pleasant, doesn't it? Okay. See you later. Bye now.